Hello, I'm Eric Snodgrass, and thank you for watching this Ag Forecast for South America, brought to you by Nutrien Ag Solutions. I'm going to take you to one of my favorite websites, worldagweather.com. It's actually a website that I'm working on rebuilding on my own side right now using the CPC data. Interesting enough, as I tuned into this website today, I see that I've been shopping for a new rear end for my car. So you can see that I'm already getting advertisement over here. But that's not why we're here today. What I'm going to use this site to do is we're going to focus in on all of Brazil's growing area for soybeans. I'm going to focus on soybeans here. And this graphic down here shows us the last 60 days of accumulation of precipitation compared to average. And that line right there is average. Now, what's important to notice is since the beginning of October, the rate of actual accumulation compared to average has got a much steeper slope, meaning that it has been wet across much of Brazil's main growing area. And we can break this down by region. Mato Grosso, been picking up rainfall, wet as of late. So that's the rainfall that you see right in through here. Farther to the south, Paraná, very wet back in early October. See, jumped up here, and then we've been matching our normal rate of precipitation. And even farther south, down into Rio Grande do Sul, that's actually been quite wet as of late. But this is an area, far southern Brazil, that's going to go over drier. Brazil's eastern growing areas, let's just take a look at Goiás. Goiás has also been picking up quite a bit of precipitation. So the deficits you see here are from back at the end of the drier season. That's what we've got overall. So that's our precipitation pattern. And as of late, just take a look here. This was later today. I just like to show you this just to show you that the monsoon is quite healthy. You can see the scattered convection in place here. Now, that Rio Grande do Sul state, for those of you that don't know, is down here, just north of Uruguay. And as we look at the upcoming forecast, that's going to be the area that I'm going to be watching for to be dry. Because the next 10 days, by looking at the latest update from the European model, from Paraná through Santa Catarina into Rio Grande do Sul, but extending into Uruguay and Argentina, we've got a drier go of it, while the heavier precipitation moves to Goiás, Tocantins, over here toward out of Sao Paulo into Minas Gerais, these areas. And much of the rest of Brazil's growing area right in through here looks to see near normal to wetter than normal conditions. Now we start to ask ourselves bigger questions as meteorologists. Why are we getting this strong north-south difference? And I think it's playing out for a few different reasons. One, the Antarctic oscillation, which was quite positive in September, dropped off in October and is just hovering down here around average. This is telling me to expect normal low pressure systems coming out of the south. I think that's the main takeaway. I can't take much more away from that. So I then start to look at other factors, and one of them is going to be the MJO. And you see the best rising motion is going to be centered here over the Indian Ocean back toward Africa. But that gives us a reflection of better rising motion here, which sits on top of South America. And I mean, I'll pick the 6 to 10 day mean. So see, good rising motion here and there. So when I look at those two features, I say there's nothing that's going to slow down the monsoon anytime soon. So that's why we get the flow around like this and the wetter than average conditions. And the other thing that I would be careful about or concerned about is whether or not that air is too dry. But just a snapshot here using earth.nullschool.net, a great resource, shows me that the precipitable water content, that's what's color-coded for you here, is plenty high. There's no major dry extensions coming out of either the intertropical convergence zone or the Amazon or anything. So the flow comes in, look at it, and it curls around and comes back out. And that's why the monsoon has been doing what it's supposed to be doing. Now, the jet stream level flow to the south is still going, and I want to show you what that's going to give us in terms of frontal passages here. But what's interesting is they don't produce their rain until they get up into this higher humidity air. And that's why southern Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina are going to be drier here in the near term. So let's see it. We're going to go straight here to the 12Z European model. I went back a little bit here. So this is getting through into tomorrow and now working our way out toward the middle of the week. So what do we notice? Heavier precipitation here. All right. So this is now going from Wednesday into Thursday and from Thursday into Friday. So we see flashes of green associated with the front here, but flashes of our normal green that tells the monsoon's going. Big high pressure cell in place here, but a developing low pretty far to the south. And what happens is the front from that low, see it right in through here? It's kind of hard to see. But by Saturday, as that front skirts through parts of Argentina and Uruguay, it's not yet tapping into the moisture until it gets north. See, there's Saturday night, getting into Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon and evening. So what that did, let me step you back there, is by this upcoming weekend, we bring in heavier precipitation, but as you noticed, it's pretty far to the north. The front passed through, but didn't really get into the right moisture until it got farther to the north. And then as we go from there, we're all the way out here to Sunday afternoon, getting into Sunday night, and eventually into Monday morning, afternoon, and evening. We continue to put down more rainfall in this area. That gets us out about a week. Let's go add it up here. This is from the European model, playing through middle of this week, getting out toward Thursday now, Friday, Saturday, and I want to stop it before Sunday right there. So the beginning of this, we do notice that this is our corridor of heaviest precipitation. Normal monsoonal flow here, that stalled out boundary here. But until that front starts to advance on Friday into Saturday, we get some scattered precipitation in Argentina. We're talking about amounts down here. Look at the color bar. 10 to at most maybe 20, 25 millimeters of rain. Then as that front comes north on Saturday night to Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon and evening, now we start adding the additional rainfall into this area. So from Sunday evening into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, that's where we fill things in. So we put that all back together and come back to our map. You can see here that we're drier south and wetter to the east and north. From there, week 2, let's get out there. This is the favorite area into week 2. Just expect that boundary we talked about to continue to migrate north, and we're drier to the south. But as we look out at the brand new European weekly data that was just released about an hour ago, I've had some time to look at it. I do see some persistence in it. Ready? This is now the time period. Look at this. It goes out to the 20th of November, so October 28th to November 28th. It appears that much of Brazil's eastern, central, and northern growing areas will have adequate to surplus in precipitation. The models are favoring, let's try that again, right down here, a drier pocket, southern Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay, but that might include Paraná, Rio Grande do Sul, and here's Paraguay and Uruguay. But what I'll be watching is to see if this materializes. This has been the first time we've seen one of the model runs bring in above average precipitation in Argentina's western growing areas, pushing up against and towards the Andes Mountains. And I'm going to watch that carefully because given the state of this La Nina, which continues to strengthen, just take a look here real quick. Let's go pull that up. Latest ocean temperatures, there they are. This La Nina is really cranking. Southern Oscillation Index is 10 to 12. The cold water extends way far to the south. This would favor drier conditions in this area as we press through November. So I'll watch that carefully to see if that gets upset at all, because some of the recent model trends have been going back and forth on it. So I'll watch it and I'll report back to you again, all right? We'll talk again on Thursday. Until then, have a good rest of your week, and I'll talk to you then. Thanks.